Coming up tonight on YCU, Lebanon police search for suspects in a series of auto repair shop robberies. Find out how many people weren't so lucky this weekend and got DUIs on St. Patty's Day. And your local state rep, Karen Ebel, tells us about what she does on the Public Works and Highway Committee. With more news and weather, stay tuned. It's time for YCU, your local view.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth Lake Sunapee region and central Vermont. News, sports, weather, public affairs, and all that's happening in our area. The news on YCU, your local view.
Good evening, I'm David Carmichael. Police are investigating a series of burglaries at several auto repair shops in Lebanon. Friday night, according to police, a white male entered the business and took money sometime between 10 p.m. and midnight. The suspect is described as 5'7", having a thin build with dark hair. He was wearing a ski mask, construction gloves, hooded sweatshirt, dark-colored baggy pants, and white sneakers. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Lebanon Police Department at 603-448-1212. A North Heartland fire destroyed a two-story house yesterday afternoon, displacing two. 64-year-old Catherine Reed had just moved out of her home to tend to her mother temporarily. The home that was just off Route 5 and very close to the volunteer fire department was mostly destroyed, and the homeowner says she probably won't rebuild. It was caused when Reed's son Wayne was cleaning some ashes from the wood stove that fell onto papers nearby. No fatal accidents over the St. Patrick's Day weekend, and New Hampshire State Police Director Colonel Robert Quinn thanked all the drivers who drove safely. However, the state police were busy making 21 DUI arrests and 28 other criminal arrests. Several erratic and impaired operators were identified and apprehended as a result of phone calls by responsible citizens reporting their unsafe and erratic operation. The men and women of the state police thanked the public for their assistance in removing impaired drivers from the New Hampshire roadways. On March 12th, voters cast their ballots and set a new course for the school district to move forward with the Stevens High School renovation project, the greatest investment in the building since the 1960s. By deciding to make energy upgrades to all the school facilities, they will now have schools that are cost-effective, energy efficient, and conducive to a positive and healthy learning environment. In addition to the facility improvements, voters approved the purchase of 2 new buses and technology upgrades, as well as changes to employee contracts and fiscal policy. For the second time in over a decade, slightly more than 1/3 of registered voters came to the polls and cast their vote. This week is shaping up to be a busy one for Vermont state lawmakers. A proposed hike in Vermont's gasoline tax could see action this week in the House. The Senate later this week is expected to take final action on a proposal to make some police records public. Vermont State Labor Commissioner Andy Noonan says Vermont's economic recovery during 2012 was stronger than first reported. The unemployment rate in January dropped 0.2 of a percentage point to 4.7%. February unemployment statistics are due next week. A combination of skiing, environmental awareness, and music are on tap for this weekend as Mount Sunapee Resort hosts its annual Fest Evolve concert on March 23rd. This year's big draw features OAR and the Pete Kilpatrick Band with John Popper from Blues Travelers. Tickets are available online at $49 and $89 with an adult lift ticket for the day. Fest Evolve was held at other venues earlier in March at Okemo and Crested Butte, Colorado. Both events were run by the Mueller family, who holds a long-term lease to operate Mount Sunapee. For these stories and more, be sure to check out our website at ycunow.com, and also please like our Facebook page. After the break, find out some ways to improve your kitchen with Drew Nelson from Board and Basket.
The YCU News continues in a moment.